Hello, it's Lori at Positive Thanks Living, and we're here to make some cascading items to go in the cascading books. I'll be showing you a little closer to this pink-red book and what I've put in, and also the blue book. That it's a magazine, a cruising magazine that has been made into a cascading journal also. I want to say thank you so much for all those that have subscribed, that are subscribing. I welcome you, and I'm very thankful for you. Your thoughts and your comments, they matter to me. So we used the quotes, and they're available below if you want to go in the description. You can download them for yourself for free. And I've made different things with them. And today we're going to make an element, a cascading element, to put in just a regular journal or to send to somebody. I have three options, three different ways that I colored just plain paper. One is with spraying, one is with putting ink on paper, and the third is stenciling with ink. They're all with ink. So this is the spraying one, and I used distress ink and distress oxide reinkers. And literally put them in a bottle with some water and spritzed. And that's the kind of way of doing that paper. The other way, this purple one, is distress ink, again, oxide, and it's just a brush and the ink and a stencil. I happen to have a few stencils in my stash, and that's how I did those papers. And the third way is just taking the ink and brushing it on the paper. It's pretty simple. It's mindless in a sense. I have a brand new brush, and this is called Speckled Egg. It's a distress oxide ink. And so I make a cascading element from all three types of these papers. And that's what we're going to learn today. I'm using the quotes that you can download. I die cut them, and I'm using pieces of these papers that I colored. They're just white scrapbook papers, from like a sketchbook. So they're light in weight. And I'm going to use some floss, embroidery floss, you can see to the left, to put them together and decorate them with some PET tape. Now, you see how I've just cut them at they're 4 inches wide. You can make them however wide you want. The first one that I made were 3, and these are 6 pages, 6, same length, but I cascade them. I create a graduating depth. I cut off the first 5 to be at the top equal, but graduating at the bottom. And the 6th I'm going to use as my header piece. And I just fold it randomly, like you're watching me do it. There's no particular rhyme or reason. I know I just want to have a header. Now this one I choose to emboss with an embossing folder. So dry emboss. I put it in the embossing folder, and just the top part there that I want to emboss, not the whole thing. Put it in the sandwich and then put it through. It's a small embosser that was our daughter's that lives at our house right now, and its sole purpose is to emboss. But you could use your big shot if you wanted. I've actually seen people put paper between an embossing folder and use a lot of pressure with a rolling pin to emboss. So you don't need a machine. I've never tried it personally, but I've seen people do it. And I glue the 5 pieces of paper that are cut to be graduating or cascading or waterfall lengths, just very lightly. I'm not sure the glue really does much except keep them in order. It was easier to work with. Maybe that was the message. And then I glue that last cascade, that last sheet that is graduating in length, to the top. I try. And then I begin folding it so that it has a header. I glue some more, and then I put 2 holes on either side and use the embroidery floss to tie it together. You'll see me do it here and I think one more time. How are you doing? Is life going okay for you? Sure, we all have not so good days, but I hope and pray some of the days are good. I spend time crafting in my crafting room, and I have a chance to watch other crafters on their videos. And that's my wind down time. I hope that this video helps you wind down too, or just is an accompanying part of your crafting, or you learn something. I love learning something new. I am, oh wow, I was going to use the word addicted, but I guess I am. I'm addicted to learning something new. Unless I have something new on the go that I'm learning to do, yeah, life feels a little dull. So I've gone through 3 times with the embroidery floss, and then I just tie it in a knot 3 times. I find going one direction and then the other direction and then the first direction in a knot becomes the most secure. And this one has long enough tails to tie in a little bow. And because it's pink, and because I have a little 5-year-old granddaughter who loves pink and bows and everything girly, I leave this one as a bow. The other 2 I complete with just knots. Now I rounded the corners on these after I'd put it together, and oh, it was such a pain. So note, round the corners first. I have this PET tape, P-E-T tape. It's a glossy tape, and the images on it can be cut out individually or as a grouping. And that's what I'm using to decorate these items, these 3 cascading elements. And in this one, I choose the images that I like, and I do it on alternate sides. So the first one, as you see, I'm cutting it out, goes on the right side. The cascade below goes on a left, and vice versa. And getting the backing of these off. Wow. I made it look easy that first time, but after that it wasn't. It was a little frustrating. So I found myself just looking out the window and letting my fingers push and pull on the PET tape till I got the backing off. But I've edited all that struggle out. There we go. And I'm choosing which quote I want on which page. I'm using 6 of the 7 quotes for this project. obviously one on each page, and graduating downward, still leaving room to write notes on the back side of the sheet in front or within spaces left on the actual bottom sheet. Finishing the last page, adding a little more, trying to decide what direction and what more I could cut off. The PET tape is interesting. I had it on my list, my wish list, and my children gave it to me one year for Mother's Day. So I'm making use of what's in my room right now, since it's so beautifully organized, or at least organized for now. I found a solution for my collaging all the extra papers. I watched Kathleen Mower's video. I talk about this in my organizational video. And I was going to do 3 boxes. And I still did 3 spaces, but they're not in boxes. They're on wheels. I'm going to show you next week in next week's video. So now I'm beginning with the blue option. That's the one that I just sort of smushed with a brush the Distress ink on. And as you notice, this time I clip all the edges at once. This paper is not cardstock. It's copy paper weight, but it's from a sketchbook. And I'm showing you the different pages and how to very unscientifically, without any measurement, create a graduating, a waterfall, a cascade notebook. Now 2 of those pages are shorter than the other 3, or 3 of the pages are shorter than the other 3. So I just make it work because I know that I'll be cutting off part of the top. And I choose whichever side of the paper that I like the best. And you could measure if you wanted to. Really, it would be fine. But I don't. I bend them to create the crease where I want to cut 5 of the 6. And using a ruler to bend helps make it easier. And this blue one is not identical to the pink one. That's what I was showing you. And sometimes in crafting, that's okay. The video I did with the trifold standing up, I'll link below to it. That had to be precisely measured. And it's not a strength, but I managed. And I think I explained it all right also. So I'm cutting off 5 of the 6 pages, 4 inches across. That much I know because I cut them. And now on this, using the 6th page, I will create a header. First, I just sort of glue them together, keeping the tops equal or at the same, that they're all equal. Yeah. Trying to keep them the same at the sides and the top. And now to make the header with the 6th piece of paper. And this one, I choose not to use an embossing folder. Gluing that 6th piece on. So now we have 6 graduating lengths. And then folding what was left that I didn't cut off of the 6th page into a header. adding more glue, and then you'll see how I decorate this one with the pet tape to make it more sturdy before putting on the tie from the embroidery floss. Now the pet tape, because it's plastic, I mean it's a transparent, like packing tape almost, with images on it. It holds the integrity of the pages together and creates a pleasing visual decoration. I think about folding it over and nope, changed my mind. And I edited it out trying to get the backing off because that took forever. There is some of this pet tape, I've seen others use it, where it's like a sticker. You can take each image off like a sticker. This is not that kind. There we go. We have the header attached. And I'm using 6 of the quotes. But I haven't yet put the floss on. I'm thinking, can I leave it without the floss? And I think to myself, no, I didn't glue it well enough. So by putting the embroidery floss, by creating a hole using the crocodile, it's the smaller of the two holes, just enough room. And I'm measuring so that the holes are equal from the end of each of the header. By adding the floss, it adds an element of sturdiness to the construction. And you don't have to use a needle to put it through. I do just because it's easier. And tying a knot this time. I don't make this one into a bow. It's funny, when we're trying something tiny, sometimes our fingers get a little clumsy. At least mine do. I don't know. Do yours? And snipping off what's left. Putting on each of the quotes. I think I do it in the same order as the pink version of this. And then decorating more with the pet tape. The reason I chose these quotes was to coordinate with the thought that this month, February, is very much focused on the romantic aspect of Valentine. But we all can benefit from thinking about those things that we love, whether it's the people we love, or the things we love to do, or places, or even things. Now you can see all 3 of them completed and decorated. And I have a surprise for you because I'm so overwhelmed by how many subscribers. I have more than 1,000, and that's unique for me. The little clear bits that I keep finding everywhere, that's from the backing of the pet tape. So I have to find a better solution. Those quotes are available for you below in the description for free. But I want to send 3 of you, anywhere in the world, one of these graduating cascading notes that I just made. So, leave a comment below about anything that struck you as lovely. And this is to show my love to you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Now, this is the pink book that I altered. It's a book that the signatures, the paper is not sewn in. It is glued in. So the spine has taken some real... I am not easy on spines. I pull, I tug, I push down, and this kind of spine that is glued in, it is stressed by this kind of handling. I altered a hymnal a few years ago, 2 years ago. I'll link below to that. And the signatures were sewn in. And even though I was very as hard on the pages and spine as I am here, it did not have the same issues. I'm going to show you this book, the spine. I'm going to show you some of the issues that I'm having because of how rough I am on the spine. What I'm showing you here is just how many things I'm putting into the pockets. I think there's 14 or 15 pockets in here, and there's something in each pocket. Here's the spine. It's starting to crack. The page that is uppermost is starting to become loose. So I find a solution for that. And I'll be showing you what I do. And I think you can imagine what I do. It's not rocket science. It's not new. Yeah. And when I have to put things back in the pocket, I open the pocket. And you see, I'm not careful. I'm not soft on the spine. So it being repaired, being strengthened is important. And because each of the pockets are more than one page glued together, yeah, I'm showing you the spine, how wide it is. Do you see how it's pushed out because of the pages? It doesn't close automatically. It stays open automatically, which is kind of pretty. But I'm still concerned about the spine. So, surprise! Washi tape and glue to the rescue. I have some of the washi tape that I used on that one piece. You can see it in the pocket to the left. So I put it there on the spine to reinforce it. And I went back later and continued reinforcing the spine on each page. Now, I don't think the whole thing would rip out because, again, each pocket has 2 or 3 pages glued together. But I don't like to see paper that's loose. You can see how different the construction, even though the method was the same, how different the construction felt in a sewn-in signature book by looking at the video below that I've linked below. It's a hymnal that I altered 2 years ago. So, just so you know, should you ever choose to do this sort of thing. Now the magazine, that has no problems whatsoever. So, I really like how this worked out. This book is, to my eye, very attractive with the 4 sections that are cascading. And the paper inside was spritzed with that Distress and Oxide reinker paint paint? Is it? No, it's ink, I guess. Ink. And I've added little hearts that I've cut out over the weeks. Yeah. I was going to put that on my Etsy and sell it, and I thought, no, it's not as strong as what I hoped it would be. So I thank you for joining me. I appreciate you here. The quotes you see on the left are yours to have. There's a link below. And I'd like to send 3 of you, anywhere in the world, one of those little cascading notebooks. Just leave a comment. I'm almost done the cascading part of making videos, this series. Next week is the last video. And next week, this is what we'll be doing. Take care for now. I wish you well. Bye for now.